everyone, it's Sarah, Painting Creator here. Hope you're having a lovely day, whatever you're doing. I'm working quite small today. This is a piece that's roughly 12 centimetres by 10 centimetres in height, and I've just sketched out a made up little sort of landscape, a couple of distant hills, some fields and a bit of a rivery running by, a bit moorlandy, and I'm going to be working with some water soluble crayons or pencils. So these from Crawford and Black are some that were gifted to me by a friend, and then this one I found in the cupboard, and I'd had it since I've been at school, which was really quite exciting. Grandson's been at them, but yeah, how exciting is that, finding things that are that old. The other thing you will need is some fresh water, a paper towel, and a brush. I'm going to use my little 1/4 inch flat brush for this. You could use whatever brush you're comfortable with and that you have on hand. Working small's great if you've got low energy, and it's also great for working in your sketchbook or in bed on a board. Whatever works for you is brilliant. So let's get started. So we know that to shove hills into the distance, we're going to need blues in there. So I'm going to just drop in some blue tones into both of these hills, just so that they end up further away. I'm going to use my really old trusty grey here from my so I'm pushing, I've got some colour on, but I'm not really blending anything. I'm going to blend it with the brushes, not bushes. And I'm looking for a sort of muted, it's not quite muted, but it might be later. I want a yellow ochre sort of colour. I don't think I've got one. I can only use what I've got. I'll drop a little bit of this peachy browny colour in to this one, and then I'm going to put some darker bluer tones in as well, and then a bit of that sort of green. So the shapes will still show up on when you go over them with your brush, but they'll sort of blend together. Right, I'm also going to put a little bit of bluey grey into the sky. So we know that the sky is going to be more pronounced at the top, and I can just blend that down. I'll put some of this grey that I have on the hills in the sky as well, just to add a bit of tonality in there. Okay, working well. So just a nice sort of greeny colour, reasonable amount of coverage. Keeping your strokes in the direction that you want the green or the land to lie, because that helps the thing lie down on your paper. And tonality wise, we need to sort of hope that that goes back a little bit. I might just drop a little bit of a darker blue into there just to mute down. That's more of an ultramarine. So I'm just going to drop a little bit of ultramarine into this background here as well. And then the brighter colours, the more vibrant colours, we can add into the foreground. Yellows and oranges and brighter greens all can come into this foreground, because grasses are never one colour, are they? And it will just help. We can catch the sunlight on this side of the bank. And you can just have fun with whatever colours you like. I'm still going to drop a bit of blue in here. And then I'm going to drop some orange, I think. Okay, so water next, whatever colour you want. I'm going to go for that distant grey colour at the back here. And I'm probably going to bring it quite a long way forward, trying to keep this flat across. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of blue. Keep it flat across. And then a bit of a darker blue down this end. The bank's going to be on this right hand side. And then I'm going to drop a darker brown into this bank here. Okay, it looks a bit of a mess, doesn't it? That's where I'm at with it. So let's get my paper towel and my flat brush. I'm going to start off and I'm going to wet through this sky. So I'm working on our usual Creative Peak watercolour paper, and I'm just letting that blend, and I just wanted a really gentle, nice, obvious sky. So I'm going for this right hand hill while it's wet, and I'm just going to let it bleed and blend into that background. So thirsty brush, I'm going to soak up some of that water there, lift up some highlights. Okay, on to this one. A bit more of an adventure, this one. It's got many more colours in it. Might just drop a few bits of that green into there. So whilst that's wet, I can drop in some darker tones. So I've got a damp brush, just rub my water soluble pencil onto my brush and just dab it in. So that's one way of adding some texture, particularly if you're wanting something that's muted and sort of more background. And it acts just like normal watercolour, so it will mix on the page. If you need to sort of fix it, then you can get the hairdryer on it and it will fix. And then the other thing you can do is so this is still damp, you can go in with your watercolour pencil for a bit more defined marks, and a brush. I don't have a really, really dark brown, and I really want a really, really dark brown. So I'm going to have to go in with a little bit of black, I think, because I just want some sort of rocky outcrops showing up. There we go, that's better, a bit more texture into that hill. So into this foreground, I'm going to do the same. I'm just blending those colours in. It's like a magical mystery tour, isn't it? See what you got. It's really nice. And those darker colours up at the back. I'm just going to run a little bit more of that ultramarine because this is the darker bank onto here. Okay, so good base. This one, the same again. I think I'll just cut off the water source there. Let's just lift it off a bit. Liking those textures in that we've got in. I'm going to have to go in with some darker bank there, so I'm going to go in with that black because it needs a bit more texture to make the bank. Okay, I'm going to just pause it and dry it. Okay, so I dried it because I want it to go, to keep this blue separate. So just going in, just clean water over the top. I'm going to use my darkest blue. So there we have a really simple, straightforward sketch that you could do in bed. We could go on top of some of these and add, because this is dry, and add some more texture on top for the foreground. And then go back in with the brush. You can work over the top of that. You can add a bit more depth. I'm just going to add a bit of that green into there. Add some birds, you know, it's up to you. But I hope that's been a useful little tutorial. Have a lovely day, doing whatever you're doing, and enjoy. Play is fun. If you get something really good at the end of it, that's even better, but the most important bit is just playing, so enjoy.